When we were young, we often thought that eating vegetables was to add fiber, to be healthy. But when my parents got older, I really understood. Eating vegetables is to lighten the stomach, to sleep, to stop tossing and turning after dinner because of a plate of tough vegetables. I used to not pay attention. I used to stir-fry crispy cabbage, boil green water spinach, thinking that it was delicious. Until one day, my mother quietly pushed the bowl of rice away after the meal, then sat down and squeezed her stomach because of bloating. I asked, she just said, "It's okay, maybe the vegetables are hard to digest." That sentence startled me. It turned out that the dishes I cooked with all my care made my mother tired. From that day on, I started choosing vegetables again. Not just the green kind, but the soft kind easy to digest and light enough for the elderly to feel comfortable. And then I realized, just a few small changes in the kitchen can make a big difference to each day of a loved one. I would like to share 5 types of vegetables that I always prioritize in my parents' menu. Not luxurious, not sophisticated, but enough to help the elderly eat well, sleep well, and live more peacefully every day. I started to pay attention to spinach when I saw it appear in the meals of elderly Japanese people, where life expectancy is high, but the way of eating is very simple. Spinach is not only soft, but also very light on the stomach, easy to digest, and contains a lot of iron, magnesium, vitamin K, substances that the elderly often lack. Every time I cook spinach for my mother, I usually steam it with garlic, then drizzle a few drops of olive oil. The dish looks simple, but after eating it, my mother feels light, no longer lethargic or bloated like when eating other tough vegetables. Spinach is also easy to change. It can be added to porridge, stir-fried with minced meat, or steamed with eggs for breakfast. A bunch of spinach, not expensive, not fussy, but is a gentle savior for the sensitive stomach of the elderly. What I learned from this vegetable is not only nutrition, but also a lesson in gentleness and listening. Because sometimes, love is not in expensive food, but in a bowl of soft vegetables at the right time. Some dishes from spinach that I often cook for my parents. Spinach porridge. Cook thin porridge, add chopped spinach when the porridge is almost cooked, add a little sesame oil. This dish is easy to swallow and warms the stomach. Spinach stir-fried with soft eggs. Stir-fry spinach with chicken eggs, season lightly, eat with white rice soft, slightly fatty, very easy to eat. Spinach soup with minced meat. Minced lean meat cooked with spinach sweet, easy to digest, does not cause bloating. Spinach steamed with garlic. Steam spinach with a few slices of garlic, drizzle with olive oil, eat hot. Simple but very good for digestion. These dishes are not expensive, not fussy. But when cooked with listening and care, they become the warmest bowl of vegetables that my parents have ever eaten. Zucchini is the vegetable that comes to mind first when my mother says, "My stomach is a little upset today." Because zucchini is very soft, contains a lot of water, is easy to digest, and has a mild cooling effect, enough to soothe a nagging stomach. Not only that, zucchini also has the ability to reduce inflammation of the stomach lining, aid digestion, and reduce constipation, thanks to the amount of soluble fiber and vitamins A and C in it. What's special is that zucchini has almost no smell, is not boring, and is very suitable for the taste of the elderly, especially when they don't have much appetite anymore. Some zucchini dishes suitable for the elderly. Zucchini soup with shrimp. Slice zucchini, cook with minced shrimp or fresh shrimp. The water is slightly sweet, easy to eat. Steamed zucchini. Steam zucchini until cooked, then drizzle with olive oil, add a little roasted sesame. A light and cool dish. Zucchini and mushroom porridge. Zucchini cooked with snow fungus and rice. A refreshing porridge, very easy to digest. Zucchini stir-fried with soft eggs. Stir-fry zucchini with chicken eggs and a little onion. Add a little water to keep the dish moist and not dry. Every time my mother finished eating zucchini, I always saw her sitting a little longer at the dining table, as if her body had just been soothed from within. In fact, that is what we always want our loved ones to have after every meal. A feeling of comfort. Cabbage is a familiar vegetable in Vietnamese meals, but for the elderly, cabbage needs to be prepared properly, because if not, it can cause bloating, flatulence, and indigestion. I used to make stir-fried cabbage for my parents as a habit when I was young, crispy, fragrant, rich. But then my mother started complaining about her stomach rumbling every night. My father said his stomach rumbled all night. So I learned how to cook cabbage again, this time steaming until soft, boiling thoroughly, chopping it, and leaving no fibers. The magic is, when cooked properly, cabbage becomes soft, sweet, and very light on the stomach. It contains a lot of soluble fiber, vitamins C and K, which help boost immunity, aid digestion, and reduce mild inflammation in the intestinal mucosa, which is often weakened in the elderly. Some cabbage dishes suitable for the elderly. Cabbage soup stewed with minced meat. Chop the cabbage, cook thoroughly with minced meat. Sweet water, soft vegetables, easy to swallow. Soft boiled cabbage served with light ginger fish sauce. Very good for vegetarians or people with weak digestive systems. Ginger stir-fried cabbage. Quickly stir-fry cabbage with a little shredded fresh ginger, a dish that warms the stomach without causing bloating. Steamed cabbage rolls. Boiled cabbage leaves roll with meat and mushrooms. Steam until soft. Eat with porridge or soft rice. I realize that sometimes it is not the cabbage that makes the elderly uncomfortable, but the way we cook it. Once understood and adjusted, a normal vegetable dish can also become the most gentle dish on the whole meal. At first, I didn't think of peas. Small, green, and just a side dish in Western dishes. But when I tried cooking pea soup with carrots for my mother one afternoon when her stomach was not feeling well, I was surprised. Not only did she eat it all, she also said lightly, "Today my stomach is not full anymore." I started to learn and discovered. Peas are rich in soluble fiber, vegetable protein, and B vitamins, ingredients that are extremely beneficial for digestion, stabilizing blood sugar, and supporting mild anti-inflammation in the elderly. In particular, when cooked soft, peas have a moderate crumbliness, no fibers, no hardness, extremely suitable for the elderly with weak teeth and poor appetite. Some simple dishes from peas that I often make for my parents. Pea and carrot soup, sweet water, soft vegetables, very easy to swallow. Pea porridge, cook beans thoroughly, then mash, add a little sesame oil. This dish is very filling, a light breakfast. Stir-fried peas with soft mushrooms. Quickly stir-fry with shiitake mushrooms or button mushrooms, add fragrant fried garlic. Lightly nutty flavor, easy to eat. Warm ginger pea soup. Pureed peas, cooked with vegetable broth, add a few slices of ginger, a good dish for the elderly who often have cold stomachs. Since then, every time I go to the market, I always buy some peas in the cupboard. Small but full of nutrients, and as my mother used to say, eat lightly but feel healthy. Pumpkin is a vegetable that I cannot miss every week when cooking for my parents. Soft, naturally sweet, easy to digest, and contains many valuable nutrients for the elderly, from beta-carotene, provitamin A, vitamin C, potassium to antioxidants that help protect the brain, improve memory, and reduce inflammation in the body. I started with pumpkin and brown rice porridge, simple. But my mother kept smiling after eating it because it's light on the stomach, comfortable, and doesn't cause burping like other dishes. Pumpkin also helps me sleep better, thanks to tryptophan, a substance that helps the body produce serotonin. Every time my father has trouble sleeping, I often cook pureed pumpkin soup, adding a little ginger. Warms the stomach, soothes the stomach, and makes you sleep much deeper. Some easy-to-eat pumpkin dishes for the elderly. Pumpkin and brown rice porridge. Cook until soft, puree. Light breakfast, easy to absorb. Pureed pumpkin soup. Can be cooked with red beans, sweet potatoes, or chicken eggs. Very good for the elderly with poor appetite. Steamed pumpkin with black sesame. A sweet and light dessert that does not cause bloating. Stewed pumpkin with ginger red apple. A gentle, memory-nourishing dish, suitable for the elderly who are forgetful. Pumpkin is not expensive, not rare, but if cooked properly, it is a vegetable dish that nourishes both the stomach and the mind. For me, it is a vegetable dish that carries the taste of memories, warm, light, and full like my mother's arms in the past. I know, when you turn 60, 70, things are no longer as simple as before. The body becomes sluggish, meals become more difficult. Old people no longer eat because it tastes good, but because they want to feel light, easy to digest, easy to sleep. Each meal is not only about nutrition, but also about joy, the feeling of being cared for, of being understood. There were times when I didn't know what my mother needed, until she quietly pushed the plate of vegetables aside, then rubbed her belly without saying a word. At that time, I understood. Cooking is not just about processing. It is listening. It is observing. It is loving without words. If you have read this far, I believe that you are someone who is truly concerned about your parents, grandparents, or your own health when you enter old age. I am not an expert. I am just a child who used to worry when seeing my mother lose her appetite, my father have difficulty walking, and then realized a proper meal can change their whole day. Please share this video or any information you find useful with your family and friends. Because who knows, just a bowl of soft vegetable porridge at the right time could be the best gift that someone is secretly in need of. We can't get younger, but we can live more easily and healthily with small care every day.